Did I pay too much for these? $40. They're made by Scandinavian Designs, but the dog decided these were a good chew toy in multiple places. Well, let's see if we can fix these and turn this whole thing around. So I started by cleaning everything, making sure to get off all the dog slobber and dirt and grime and everything that's on these. I remove that hardware. I'm going with something totally different and just jump in with sanding. So I'm just going to scuff everything. The top actually had lots of dents and dings, so I pretty much stripped a lot of that, as well as the front legs. And now we've got to get on to those repairs. So this is my Bondo kit. I use all-purpose putty for most things. That's the hardener. I use a stir stick, and then of course my church key to open the can. I'm going to need quite a lot, and I have a feeling I'm going to be doing this in stages. So this will just be the first bit. Put some hardener on there. I probably use more than I should, but it works. I'm just putting Bondo in all the areas that I think need it. Again, I said I may be doing multiple layers, especially in the areas on the bottom shelf. There are multiple spots that were chewed. This nightstand has some down there. The other one has a lot more. This corner was chewed. But with my sanding pad on this Surfprep, I really can get this blended in and make it look like it never happened. Looking pretty good there. When that's painted, you'll never know. Time to start on the bottom. Thankfully, this is an area that these edges are straight and flat. It'll be a much better repair than if it was on something that's rounded. I am, as I said, changing out the hardware, so I filled those holes. This is round 2 with Bondo. Sometimes it's better to just build it up rather than just putting a whole bunch on there. This had so many ridges and everything, teeth marks, that it was best to just do it in layers. I've got just a plain sandpaper on here. I want it to be as flat as possible. I could use the Orbital here, but I find the Surfprep actually gives me some better edges. And after doing all 3 sides, look at that nice, clean, straight edge. Into the spray tent we go. And boy, it's got to get ugly before it gets pretty, doesn't it? I decided to flip these over and do the undersides of everything first. It'll just make my life easier when I flip them over to go ahead and start priming and painting. I'm using Cosmic White with the Evolution line of Farmhouse paints. It's my favorite all-in-one paint. So I did the primer first, and then I'm painting all the undersides of everything, so when I flip them over, I don't have to go back and forth. These are heavy, solid nightstands. So creatively flipping this over, back on the dolly we go. And then repeat the process. Primer. I'm using Insl-X Sticks primer. It is tinted in gray, even though I'm painting these white. After primer, I always go in with my sanding pad and sand everything down, get it nice and smooth, especially since in so many areas I went down to bare wood. And now we're going in with the paint. Again, this is Cosmic White, the Evolution line of Farmhouse. It is an all-in-one, and even though I know that I don't need primer and top coat, I do them anyway. I just feel better about everything when I do all the layers. I paint with the drawers in and then just go back in and do the sides of the drawers. Going in with some top coat. I tint my top coat with a little bit of paint just to keep it from yellowing over time. I use General Finishes High Performance Top Coat in Flat. And now for the new knob. I'm just going to put one knob in the center. I want something nice and modern, so I measure both directions to get center and drill a hole. Install the knob. It's that easy. And I think I'm going to put a fun liner in here. So let's measure each direction. I'm using a T-square, which if you don't have one, you've got to get one. This is the best thing for lining drawers or drawing on them. And it holds it very nicely while I cut it. I decided to put in a fun boho vibe kind of liner in here. I feel like it fits it. So I do a dry fit. And then the hardest part sometimes is just getting that edge. Oh, Why? Why do we struggle with that? Okay, finally get it apart. Place it inside. I smooth it with my hand a bit, and then I use a plastic putty knife to really get in all the edges and everything flattened out, any air bubbles out. And here they are. You wouldn't even know that these were formerly a dog chew toy. That bright, crisp white is just what I felt that these needed. I hope you like it. Make sure to follow for more.